This is Stoney Littleton Long Barrow here in Wellow, Somerset. What an amazing place. This goes back to around 3600, 3800 BC. It's one of the oldest long barrows, kind of contemporary West Kennet long barrow. Also the Nap of Howard on Orkney. And this is particularly interesting because it's aligned to the winter solstice. Now this is a time of year that fascinates me with our discoveries of Karahan Tepe, but also because of Newgrange, Karnak in Egypt, many other places aligning to the winter solstice. You can check out my article about 7 of the most important sites. Even Glastonbury Tor, not far from here, has an alignment where the sun rises up along the edge of the hill when viewed from Windmill Hill, another ancient mound. But this is really interesting. Terence Meaden's done some work on this. He's found that the alignment's not exactly where it should be for the winter solstice because the sun has to rise up a whole hill behind a hill. And this is aligned to when it reaches the top of the hill, so it's slightly turned round a little way. But it goes way back. It's like 40, even 50 feet it could be. I mean, originally it may have even gone slightly further back, but it's a 7 Cotswold type barrow, like Bellisnap, Hetty Pegler's Tump, and other of that style in this whole region of southern and western England. This is the Capstone, a giant one, and it's got quite large megaliths going throughout it with these kind of dry stone walls making it up. But the whole edge of it gets aligned and lit up with the winter solstice. So it would have been a better alignment. It would have been lit up straight through the middle because it's about just under a degree off where it is now. And now there's even trees slightly in the way on the horizon as well, so that blocks it for a moment. But yeah, it's amazing to be here. Let's have a little look round, have a look inside. We've got a kind of time lapse of the light as it moves through. Even if you look around here, you can see some of the kind of stonework. There are megaliths within this as well. Much of it's covered now with grass. So it was discovered in 1760 by a local farmer, unbelievably. It was first really excavated in around 1816. That's when it kind of first got opened up, and the proper excavation wasn't until like 1858. The ammonite is really, really interesting. The ammonite kind of fossil, which was clearly chosen by the builders of this particular tomb. Now we almost must remember that 12 individual skeletons were found in here during this early phase of like antiquarian excavation. It's known that the stone came from 8 kilometers or about 6.5 miles away, which is pretty interesting. They're quite big chunks and you've got to bring it all the way up to the top of this hill, which makes it really, really kind of challenging to kind of create this tomb, you know, and it does date back. The oldest phase of it dates back to 3800 BC. So it could even be older than West Kennet. It could be older than the Nap of Howard. We're not sure, but it's just fascinating the way it's on a slope. It's at an angle which is different to what it should be for the solstice because of the placement on the hill, but is in a remarkable and beautiful site. You've really got to check this out, and you can in Megalithomania on the 4th and 5th of May 2024 as part of one of the tours we do during the whole kind of extravaganza. Giant capstone here, you can see the size of this. And then we go inside. You can see how far that goes back, and that is absolutely amazing. Giant blocks, chambers all the way through. What an amazing place. What a treat to be here on the winter solstice morning. This is one of the highlights of my year, I must admit. Just to be able to come in here and experience this at this Neolithic long barrow, built in honour of the winter solstice. See, the sunlight is shining brightly on my face inside this remarkable Neolithic long barrow called Stoney Littleton in Wellow, Somerset. I've come here on the winter solstice 2023, 20th of December, and you can see that where the sun rises up, just looking inside, you can see it kind of lights up almost like one side of the chamber, illuminating different sections as it goes back. Now it actually starts illuminating sometime after sunrise. In fact, about 40 minutes maybe, you know, after sunrise, maybe 30 minutes, because it's got to come up a hill, and the actual long barrow itself is angled slightly to accommodate that. So it's not directly hitting the sunrise from the horizon, it's actually hitting it at a different angle because it's got to climb up a bit and then start shining into the chamber. But it's still a winter solstice alignment here in Wellow, Somerset. I'm the only one here. It's pretty amazing. The sun's actually shining, which is the first time it has in about the last 2 weeks. And we started to see some of the illumination take place. I know Terence Meaden's had a good look at this as well. But I wanted just to be here and show you that even sites in England and Britain you can come and visit, as well as obviously more famous sites like Newgrange in Ireland, and more recently our discovery at Karahan Tepe in southeast Turkey. But yeah, it's just compelling and wonderful to be here and witness the movement of the sun as it rises at an angle, kind of illuminating more of the chamber, much like we find at the sites we've already mentioned. We got a really good view of the whole chamber getting illuminated by the winter solstice sunrise. So just looking down the chamber here, the sun's kind of gone in behind the clouds a little bit. Anyway, I think we've got a good sense of the sunrise. I'm showing a bit of extra light down there, so you can see a little bit more of what's going on without interfering with the kind of look. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to be here with no one else here. I remember I came in many years ago with Jeff Stray and a few others to witness this, so it wasn't so sunny then, but now it's proper sunny. Well, it was for a while. I'll share with you a few other winter solstice alignments that we've looked at, that we're gonna look at, that you can look at. These include, obviously, probably the most important and the most ancient one, Karahan Tepe in southeast Turkey, but also Newgrange. We've also got even Glastonbury Tour, which we're going to look at tomorrow, and many other sites like Karnak in Egypt, even Karnak in Brittany as well. The very end is actually being illuminated. That is really interesting. It's not even full bright sunlight. All these stones along the side, and there's a specific stone down there right at the back, which you can see. That is the one. So this could be the final part as the sun moves across of the chamber that kind of gets illuminated like this, and you've got these ones here as well. So it really is like a shard of light, like a male shard of light penetrating the female womb-like chamber. Very similar kind of idea, not only to Newgrange but also to Karahan Tepe. So we're just finishing our visit here at Stoney Littleton Long Barrow. You can see it's pretty amazing. There's no one here either. It's way up on the top of a hill. You've got a few sites nearby like Stanton, Drew, Triple Stone Circles. Glastonbury's not too far. But this is really the primary site at the peak of like the hilltops of this area. It would have dominated the landscape. So it's a real pleasure to be up here, to be able to come here for the winter solstice. The sun even shone as well, which is unusual to say the least. It's been raining for the last week, so we were really lucky to get that here today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out our other videos about other winter solstice sites, specifically Karahan Tepe. But anyway, thanks for watching Megalithomaniacs. Hope you enjoyed this little visit on the winter solstice morning 2023 to Stoney Littleton Long Barrow here in Somerset. Take care, Megalithomaniacs. I'll see you soon.